Hey folks, hope you're all staying safe and sane this holiday season. Thought I'd take some time to show off one of my other favorite recent titles, Wasteland 3. And what better way to do that, and get into the Christmas spirit, than by killing Santa Claus. Just like Jesus wanted. The game recently got a big patch that ironed out some pretty major issues, including a glitch in the quest I'll be focusing on. But I wanted to show off how the game plays, how quests and combat work, and talk a bit about why I enjoy this game. This is my second playthrough. I'll mostly be avoiding spoilers and story talk, but we have dealt with two of the Patriarch's children, and we're pretty close to the endgame.
This message is from the North American Air Defense Command.
So as you're rolling around the main map, HQ will let you know about local distress calls, and sometimes you pick up other radio chatter too. Just before this save, we got a strange call from an elf going on about Santa abusing his workers. Now that's not terribly nice, so we stop by to investigate what appears to be a bowling alley repurposed as some Christmas village. This game's all about squad-based tactical combat, so party composition is important. You want to spread your skills out and avoid overlap as much as possible, though it does pay to have some redundancy, like multiple medics. You may notice we have a bear, a cat, and a cybernetic chicken following us around. The Animal Whisperer perk lets you recruit various animals who will fight for you, and many of them are ridiculously tanky. The cat, Major Tom, he will literally fight tanks for you, successfully. Don't think about it, folks, just roll with it. Right, Desert Rangers, got no to complain about the place.
Oh, holy shit! What are you guys doing here? Are you lost, little rangers? Well, that's quite strange. No one here is in distress. Why don't you have a look around? You'll see that everything is fine. Just fine.
Rangers! I'm glad you came.
Mary, is this a sanctioned break? Or am I going to have to give you a daily candy cane?
Seems legit. Let's investigate.
Can't talk with Santa here. Tell him there are fresh cookies in the kitchen. He can't resist.
Oh, hold on there. Do I hear whining from one of my elves?
So, clearly we've got some weird shit going on, not least of which is Santa is armed to the teeth and has several killer robots with him. We could just shoot his ass, and believe me, we will, but let's see if we can distract him and get a better idea of what's going on here. Make sure we loot the place first, naturally. Can see some monsters through the wall. The fog of war is kind of finicky. You'll see some rooms don't always become visible until you enter them, even if you can see through the open doorway. Anyway.
Hello again, my little busybodies. Holidays were very sad after the nukes, and Santa had few deliveries to make because almost everyone was dead. I left the North Pole to be closer to those that remain. So, here I am. Cookies? Oh, I love a good cookie. A pecan chocolate chip, or salted caramel crunch, or, a minty chocolate chip. Ew. Let me have a look at what's baking, and I'll be right back.
Bro loves his cookies. I mean, who can't relate to that? Now we can talk to Mary and find out what's going on.
This isn't a toy factory, Rangers. We are slaves and produce a terrible drug called brain candy. You can find the recipe in his shack out back. Maybe you can use it as proof for leverage. Oh no, he's coming.
Oh, horseshit! There were no cookies left. Whoever ate them is definitely going on my naughty list.
So yeah, we got us a drug sweatshop. Now, Nate here can pick the lock on one door, but not the other. We could just break it down, and that's one thing I've always liked about the Wasteland series. You can always just try the direct approach, be it blowing something up or shooting someone in their stupid face. But let's look around, maybe we can find a key. Note the red footprints in the snow, some funky lighting cock-up. There's still plenty of jank in this game, I assure you. By now it's obvious that Santa is up to no good, but we're gonna have to clear out some mutants first. We're actually over-leveled for this, so let's see if we can shut them down quick. You can see their detection ranges. It is possible to dart across enemies unnoticed with the right skills, but there's no real need to in this case. Lucia, would you do the honors? She's a classic gunslinger, and her fire pistol's perfect for these things. Now, if we didn't shoot first and got spotted, it's possible not everyone would get a first turn. Each character's initiative determines whether the enemies would go first. Pistols are short-range weapons, but they fill your strike meter quickly. That's your limit break, basically. Each weapon does something a little different. We'll have Lucia spend the rest of her turn on this guy. There we go. One of her guns has a chance to ignite the target. Jody, our sniper, excels at deleting single targets, and she's also our mechanic, so she can deploy drones and turrets. We'll see those a little later. You can see her strike meter is already full, so let's show that off.
You don't look so tough.
First, we'll have her mark the target. This makes them easier to hit, and also take extra damage from precision strikes. Sniper rifles and other guns can aim for body parts, with effects varying based on the creature. Let's give it a try. Heh! Soften it up, alright. And crit for 3 times its max health. Nice. That doesn't always happen on a critical, but it's well worth piling crit modifiers on your sharpshooter for that kind of thing. However, that does leave Giuseppe in a bind. Her rifle's an energy gun that shoots freeze bullets, and that's totally ineffective against the remaining frogs. Instead, we have Quan, our heavy weapons guy. Now, heavy MGs are more effective when suppressing groups of enemies. Still, starting with the big gun has its uses. He has a perk which gives him a combat speed boost on the first turn if he has one equipped, which increases the distance he can move for every action point. As for Raleigh, she's our medic, and that synergizes well with submachine guns. One of her perks gives her a speed boost if another comrade falls, and another one gives her a free attack if she moves more than 5 spaces, which, with high enough combat speed, can be less than the AP you'd need for a normal attack. Or you can use up nearly all your AP and make the bonus attack at the end of a long run. Either way, she's very good at skating around providing fire support where it's needed. Now, here I forgot she's using an energy weapon. That's more effective against robots and vehicles, so we'll switch that out to keep firing. SMGs, like pistols, don't have a lot of range, but can be devastating in close quarters. Now we know there's another frog out there. I mentioned the fog of war issue, but you can see sight lines as we mouse around. That indicates whether you've got line of sight on a target, and the percentage markers overhead show how your chance to hit changes. We'll just have her save some of her AP for now. Nate, by contrast, is our tech guy and explosives expert, and one of his perks makes every direct hit with a rocket critical. That doesn't apply to stuff in the blast radius, but it's a good way to pull the wick on something big and dangerous. We'll save that for now. These two shouldn't cause too much more trouble. Shotguns don't do much to single targets at range. They're more crowd control weapons, though with the right builds and mods they can turn targets into mulch. Go forth, my animal friends, and fight for me! But what's fun is giving multiple people the Animal Whisperer skill and having this parade of wolves, bears, and even foxes or cats following you around fighting for you. That said, part of the patch is making enemies prioritize you over them, so they sadly don't tank as much as they used to. Aw, Nate, come on, you're making me look bad here. Here, Raleigh will show you how it's done. Now, she actually got a lucky strike there. With high luck, some of your attacks or movement won't consume AP. You can't quite count on it, but it makes your life easier when it happens. Aw, Lucia, not you too. This is some XCOM shit happening here. Switch guns, there you go. She can't quite reach this turn, so we'll have her go into Overwatch, what this game calls Ambush. Any surplus AP gives you a better chance to hit. What about you, Jody? Think you can finish that thing? She's just out of range, so let's shuffle up a bit and take aim. Yeah, still a good hit, just not the mega crit we saw earlier. Actually, we've got the ammo. Let's have Giuseppe build her strike meter a bit, even if it does nothing. Sit tight, we'll wrap this up shortly. You'll note you can either save the AP or spend it hunkering down for an evade bonus. Raleigh, let's abuse that SMG perk some more. Run just far enough to trigger it. There we go, that's one more attack. Now, this can't be used for ambush, you need actual AP for that. Still, a good way to squeeze in a little more punishment. You see Lucia letting us down again. And she's normally quite good, she'll redeem herself later, but sometimes the percentages in this game are, let's call them educated guesses. Go, chicken, you've got this. The cyborg chicken's kind of a joke follower. Unless you collect them all, and then I gather they Voltron up into Ultra Mega Chicken or something. I have not done this, but surprisingly it's not the weirdest follower you can get. And we're not talking straight up Fallout zaniness, but it gets close at times. Fallout was kind of a spiritual successor to Wasteland, and had some of the same development team. Anyway, fight's over. Good job, team. Let's get the loot and patch ourselves up. Get back to this Christmas murder village they've got here. The healing is a lot more generous in this game than it was in Wasteland 2. They've cut the number of medic items down and just made them more effective based on skill level. You know, it took me a long time to figure out that sting noise was someone spotting enemies. One big criticism I have is there's a lot of clunkiness in the sound editing and mixing. Everything seems to make just a little more noise than it should. It's not always obvious what's happening. Thankfully, you can turn some of the interface noises down, and most of the actual audio work is quite good. Not a lot of household names in the voice actors, but a nice mix of veterans and some lesser-known actors giving solid performances, and some great direction that matches what's actually happening in the game. Nice. Anywho, we got more nasties up here, so let's line up. Put our heavy gunners and shotgunners up front, range of support in the back.
Yeah, a friend in need.
Giuseppe, back a little. Nate, move up front next to Lucia. There you go. We'll want Lucia to take the first shot. The low AP per shot gives her time to move back. Razorbacks are a pain. They can launch their quills and inflict poison, so we will want to use what little cover we have here. Now would actually be a good time to show off the rocket crit. We need to soften that big guy up. And yeet! Not a one-hit kill, but a good start. The rocket strike attack is fun. It actually irradiates a patch of ground. Very situational, though. I've used it maybe twice. Let's just get you into cover. Here you go. Raleigh, hustle up front. She can hit at least a couple with the cone on her strike attack. Ooh, can you finish the big guy? Yes! Atta girl. Now, back to cover. An optional starter trait lets her do more damage, but also take more damage, so she's in trouble out in the open. Jody, meanwhile, is going to show some turret action. Laser turret's not the best choice against wildlife, but it's beefy and should take some fire. We don't quite know how many of these things are out there. Not enough AP left to fire, so let's mark a target for someone else. Giuseppe, finally get to do some stuff. It's a shame she only shows up late in the game. I actually like her a lot. She was one of the better recruitables in the second game, but by the time you get her here, you almost certainly have someone else doing your computer stuff. Still, she's an excellent shot, can hack robots in combat, and that cold energy gun freezes the target, which drains its AP. As for Quan... nah, I don't want to throw poison on that fox. That seems just a tad incongruous with the spirit of the season. Amusingly, if you tame it as a follower, it gets a fuck ton of HP and can actually tank through the poison. We'll just have him move up and open fire. And actually the odds aren't that great, so we'll let the enemy make the first move. Maybe Lucia can finish one of these things off. Take that, nature. You're not adorable enough to spare. Alright, done all we can. Let's see what they do. Yeah, the lasers are better suited for robot enemies. Oop, we got another big boy out there. Ah, I was hoping the turret would take some fire. Sometimes it does, and sometimes they go for the squishy humans first. Fuck yeah, get him, Cyber Chicken. Oh yeah, Bear's gonna ruin this thing's day. Right, should be able to mop this up easily. Unfortunately, shotgun spread makes them kind of a liability in a melee, so you may need to either manually aim them or fire at more distant targets, and avoid ambush fire unless you're sure no friendlies will be caught in the cone. It's harder to cause friendly fire than it was in Wasteland 2, but that is an issue, especially with automatic and spread weapons. Let's have Lucia do her thing first. Yeah, see, she can dominate in close quarters. Don't underestimate what a revolver can do to a squishy target. Jody's turn. Pretty sure she's got a shot at this thing, but sometimes it thinks you're trying to move when you don't need to. Yeah, there we go. Look for the percentage. That means you can hit it from where you are. Not bad. Alright, Giuseppe, your turn. Cold stuff has a bonus against humans and more normal animals, so let's do some damage. Ooh, almost got him. Go on, you're right up there. Let's finish this. Boosh and or cacao. Let's grab some stuff. Need to pay for the ammo with body parts. Sadly, we lose the turret, but honestly you get a bunch of them, and it's worth keeping around a stock. Oop, let's deal with that poison. There we are. Now, leaving aside how Santa got around with these things milling around his village, we're clear to actually investigate what's going on here. After some more looting, of course. These red power lines usually indicate junction boxes, generators, or other equipment you can meddle with, but I think it's just a red herring here. Oop, sound cut for a sec, sorry about that. Ooh, nice loot pile. A lot of it's randomly generated, and various perks affect what you'll find. Money, ammo, junk you can sell, that kind of thing. Now then, let's check this shed out here, which I'm pretty sure will be a normal shed and not full of more murder, and oh no, the guy turning bodies into reindeer effigies threw more bodies into his shed. Who would have guessed it? Yeah, he's been rigging his elves up with sensors and explosives to control them, clearly on loan from an Amazon warehouse, so we'll want these schematics to shut them down. Now, I could just kick in the doors to the sweatshop, or just shoot Santa, because circumstantial evidence is overwhelming at this point. But when I played this the first time, you couldn't actually find the documents for the drugs, and without them, yeah, there we go. Without these, for some reason, you can't quite confront him. You can bring up the bodies, but the option to arrest or intimidate him isn't there. This is one of the things the patch fixed, so we can now resolve this quest in dialogue. That said, and this gets back to what I've liked about the Wasteland series, I was still able to solve the quest just by shooting Santa and breaking down the door, and presumably you could pick the lock, shut down the control system, and then confront Santa. Even when something janks out, there's usually still a couple of ways forward, and honestly the quest design in this game has mostly been strong enough that you have options that make sense more often than not. It's not perfect, but it's taken great strides, and I'm pleased to see a sequel to one of my favorite old titles still capture what I found so compelling about it. Anyway, it's time to cancel Christmas, and you can bet he's not going to go quietly. And with his captive elves in the way, we need to be careful about this. Jody, take cover behind the bar over there. There you go, bring the bear with you. Giuseppe, far side of the room. I want you ready to shut down one of those bots. We'll give her some of these too, shrink grenades. Because why wouldn't you weaponize this technology so that even a child could use it? Lucia, get behind him. I want 6 to the dome if he doesn't cooperate. Raleigh, be ready to patch people up. In fact, patch yourself up first. There you go. Park by the kitchen and be ready to take cover. Come on, take the far corner of the room and check your fire before opening up. In fact, let's switch him to smoke grenades. Poison won't be any good here. As for Nate, we'll want him up front. But let's switch grenades. He can use EMPs, and those can actually short-circuit bots entirely. I think that's it. Let's quick save and deliver some holiday justice.
Hello again, my little busybodies. Well, from time to time, an elf might have one too many sugar plums dancing in their heads and think they can sneak away. Oh no! That just jingles my bell. So I put them on my naughty list and jingled their bells. Real hard. Well, you could say their bells are multifunctional. A shiny accessory for a dapper uniform, sure. But they can also pack a real reindeer's kick to the chestnuts if I activate them. Who fucking cares? Do you not know who I am? You can't touch me or my operation. But maybe we can make a deal?
Note that some of these dialogue options actually invite him to keep doing this. This time hard ass is the peaceful solution and kiss ass is the corrupt one. It's a nice twist. You really do want to read what these things say before you start clicking. But we came here to kill Santa, so no dice, Saint Nick. Let's dance.
Not if I touch you first.
One quick thing. Dialogue options specifically marked attack will let you take the first turn, while others might start a fight but let the enemy sequence normally. Anyway, Jody is protected by her pet bear and has the whole room in sight. Here, a laser turret actually makes the most sense, but let's go for something a little more disco. Fortunately, you can change quick slot items at any time. Any weapons you equip through the inventory have to be reloaded, but here we can switch the turret for these deployable disco bots. I enjoy these things a lot. They're a party on wheels and they roll around blinding targets for you. You can actually get a permanent disco bot follower who even shoots you up with healing drugs. I mean, that's how I remember the 70s, I don't know about you all. Right, throwing a bot left her with enough AP for a shot, so let's switch to the energy rifle and... oh yeah! Life is a point-and-click adventure game to this young lady. Giuseppe, how about you hack that robot near you? You do have to be close, but you see your weapons have a negative modifier on robotic enemies, so it's a great way to even the odds in this case. Now, I forgot about this, but she's got a perk that causes an AoE discharge from hacked robots. It's supposed to just hurt enemies, but you can see it hit that NPC as well. Sorry, buddy. Meanwhile, Santa is an absolute beast of a man and by far the most dangerous enemy here. Let's help him slim down after all those cookies. Little precision aiming lets us get that other robot too. Nice throw. Now, get back to cover. Quan doesn't have great accuracy with that HMG, so let's pop some smoke and give us some extra cover. Again, careful aiming can help you here. Long as we got the AP, let's put some lead out. And actually, he's got a special shot that hits in a line, and they all happen to be lined up. Ooh, good hit. And it damaged their armor, perfect. Though it did take Quan out of the smoke cover, he should be able to last a turn. Lucia's got a choice of targets here, and I briefly contemplate using her trick shot. It's a risky attack, but it instantly fills her strike meter and gives enough AP to use it. Thing is, it's at a very heavy accuracy penalty, often little more than a coin flip. You can see here the best odds are 42%, and outside of Disco Elysium, I don't trust that number. Hey, that fills us up anyway. Strike attacks are also guaranteed hits, so it's good to save them for especially pesky enemies or things in cover. Now, for some reason, that hack bot triggered its energy burst again despite still being our turn. I'm not sure if that's constant AoE or what, it's kind of a weird ability. Raleigh's energy SMG makes short work of these things, provided she's in range. Let's start whittling down Santa, who's still pretty beefy despite being pint-sized now. Nate might be able to clip both targets with his shotgun. Let's position carefully. Aha, there we go. Evil is a point of view, Santa. Personally, I like the point of view on the right end of the shotgun. Fuck yeah, let's disco this bitch up. Get him, Jaime. Oof, got lucky there. You can see he was trying to hit Lucia and missed her, but Raleigh took some stray fire instead. Even shrunk down, that machine gun hurts. Yeah, get him! Bite his shiny metal ass! This is going well, actually. My first try I was slightly under-leveled, and Santa is just devastating with that thing if you don't shut him down fast. God damn it, Quan, he was right in front of you. You gotta put a scope or something on that thing. Scopes increase accuracy. That's just physics right there. Lucia got him close. Let's put her back and see if someone else can finish him off. Raleigh, how about some damage control? There you go. Now pass out some heal darts. It's like hitting a friend with a heal staff in Final Fantasy VI. Although, amusingly, throwing the heal staff counts as a normal weapon and will kill your friend if you try it. Found out that the fun way while playing that game co-op. He's still salty about it. It was great. Meanwhile, back in this game, they're all down except the hack bot and the big man himself. And, again, that discharge happened randomly during the turn, frying that poor elf back there. This game is far more polished than Wasteland 2, but weird shit can and will still happen, and you just kinda have to deal with it. Yeah, see, this is me finally figuring out what's happening, and oh hey, we just negligently killed the guy because we hacked a death robot to emit energy damage. See, we're the best at desert rangering, but we're in the cold now. That's our problem. It's our first day. What do you want?
Come on, guys! Let's get it in gear!
Well, let's externalize our failures onto this local entrepreneur with bullets. Fortunately, being smaller than the cat doesn't affect our ability to hit him. We'll have Jody snipe his arms and make it harder for him to return fire. Ah, I should have switched rifles. Oh well. Giuseppe, light him up. Go for the head. Again, we have a small sound issue. I think I alt-tabbed and had OBS in the foreground. That does mute the game audio. It clears up in a second. Ah, there we go. Now the messy part. Trying to wrangle Nate so he can damage Santa without hitting anyone else. He's smack in the middle of everyone else. Now some friendly fire isn't the end of the world, but is one of the reasons you want an alternate weapon to get around stuff like this. Sadly, neither a shotgun nor a rocket launcher is much of a precision instrument, so I move around a bit looking for a decent angle. Hey, lucky move there, got a freebie. But nah, it's gonna hit too many other people. How about over here? No? Over one more? Yeah, you know what? We lose the disco bot anyway after this, so why not? Yes! Hanukkah sends its regards, motherfucker. Party ain't over yet. The Krampus bot's unhacked, but it's all alone now, so we can easily take it down. Let the animals get their turn in first. Jody, light. Thank you, Jody. Much better.
You killed Santa! But what about us?
I mean, we can kill you too if you want. The night is young.
But we can't! These bells are explosive devices controlled by a computer in the back. We'll die if we stop working or try to leave. Please, find a way to turn it off.
Damn it, Santa. You're gonna have to desecrate your corpse for this. Or at least take your stuff. Hey, there's a door key. Now then, computer's gotta be around here somewhere. Let's look around. Now, it says workshop key, but it just goes to this office here, which does have some useful stuff in it, just not the terminal to shut down the bomb bells. Take their filthy drug money. The Red Ryder BB gun is a recurring Easter egg, ever since the first game, and thanks to their shared history, it shows up in Fallout a lot as well. Now, you see here we can pick this, but my first time I didn't have sufficient lockpick skill. There may be another key lying around somewhere, but what do you do in that case? The way you solve all your problems. Shoot the shit out of it! I'm angry at the world. 2020 sucks. I'm getting old and my back hurts now. People don't think I'm cool anymore. All my friends from high school are successful now. That cute girl I had a crush on got way into the Art Bell show and won't shut the fuck up about lizard people. Why did I put all my money in Bitcoin? Oh, we're in. Sorry. Right. Solving puzzle mysteries. Here's our computer. Now, it doesn't matter who interacts with the computer. We have the schematic, so we can safely disarm the bombs anyway. Yay, we're the heroes. It's over, everyone. We won the war on Christmas. Tear down your trees, your decorations, your stockings. You have nothing to lose but your holiday sales, and your presents, and your cookies, and your time off.
I think I heard a clicking in the bells. Are we finally free? Oh my gosh! Thank you, Rangers! Thank you!
It's not every day you can get praise for gunning down Santa Claus. Cherish this moment, Rangers. Right, so that about wraps it up. Rest assured, most of Wasteland 3 isn't quite this wacky, but I feel like this is a good demonstration of how the game plays and feels. It has moments that are macabre and morally complicated, has story beats that made me stop and think, and through it all, it plays well, has a lot of heart, and lets you assemble a motley bunch of weirdos to try and do good out there. It won't be for everyone, but I'm glad they still make games like this, that can still be complicated and strange without giving up tactical depth or narrative flexibility. Speaking as a backer, I got what I wanted and then some, and I hope this demonstration showed a little bit about why I enjoy it so much. Give it a chance if any of this looked like fun. But above all, thanks for tuning in, have some safe and happy holidays out there, and I'll see you next time.